Andrew here, and I'm thinking about my system for systems. I talked a little bit about it in a previous video, but I couldn't get in depth because, as I often do, my initial thoughts led to something else, and I expanded on that. Well, now let's talk about a system for systems. But before we get to it, let's think about self-discipline. Self-discipline is a muscle. It's not a physical muscle. It's a psychological muscle. But like any muscle, it either gets stronger or it atrophies. How do you get your muscles stronger? You use them. You exercise them. How do they get weaker? How do they atrophy? You stop using them. So, self-discipline, if you treat it as a muscle, it requires exercise. Now, I have led a highly undisciplined, dissipative life. I've played, I've coasted, I've made it through on far too many things. I've made it through on native ability rather than on the application of effort. And as I look back over my life, and my life is probably 2/3 done. So as I look back over this period of time, and I think about the accomplishments, those accomplishments of which I am proud, the ones that I'm proud of took effort. I am proud of the levels I achieved, the things that I achieved in martial arts, because talent can only take you a certain distance. After that, you got to put in your time. You got to show up. You got to go down to the dojo 2, 3, 4, 5 times a week, depending on what you're pushing for, and put in your time. You have to sweat. I'm proud of the fitness level that I have achieved through the efforts I've put in yoga. I'm proud of how good an old fart hockey player I am. I hit my growth spurt late. I was 12 years old, I think 11 years old when I quit hockey. I didn't do my 12-year season because the kids were already growing. The other boys were already growing. And I wasn't. And I was a tiny kid. And they had introduced contact drills by that point. And I quit. Didn't play hockey again until 30-ish. And I had to relearn how to skate. And I had to relearn how to stick handle and shoot and all of those things. And I applied effort. And so, after a period of time, there were guys asking me, hey, Andrew, you want to join our league team? Hey, Andrew, you want to join our tournament? I'm proud of that as an accomplishment. I was never going to be anything as a hockey player. But what I am is a very determined man if it's something I enjoy. And I was determined to be good at it. I didn't want to be the guy, you think back to grade school, the guy last picked for the team. I didn't want to be the guy who walked into the change room and everybody went, oh, shit, Andrew's here. Is he going to be on white or is he going to be on black? Oh, I got to pick the other sweater. I never wanted to be that. Those accomplishments, those things that I actually had to sweat for, that I had to put effort into, those are things that give me pride. I skated through my degrees. I watched my middle school marks drop a tick to my high school marks, drop a tick to my university marks, because I never put any effort in. And I remember being congratulated on my engineering degree, and I kind of shrugged it off because I never felt like I really put any effort into it. Well, I'm now in the 3rd act. At the very best, I'm almost finished the 2nd act in this 3-act play of life. And if I want to leave something behind for my children, if I want to be able to be proud of what I've done in my lifetime, now I need to do it. I need the self-discipline now that I never had. Well, not never. That I only applied to things that were fun, that I was interested in. Well, getting going on exercising wasn't too bad, but I spoke about my sleep problems. And I'm terrible. I get to binge watching a TV show and I stay up till 2 in the morning or later. And then I have to drag it out at 6 a.m. to get kid one up for high school. And I just suffer through a bad day of crap, being tired and feeling crappy and drinking too much caffeine or too much coffee. And then the next thing you know, I'm up late because I had too much coffee. I'm all jacked up on caffeine. I never had the discipline to go to bed. Just go to bed and get your 7.5, 8 hours. And I'm working on that. I'm actually doing that. And it all comes back. I've been creating a system to do that, to get to bed on time for my evening routine, my cool down, and my flip a switch, now you're off to bed. And it all comes down to the weakness of that self-discipline muscle. You need to exercise it. I need to exercise it. And I did. I started last week. And on the day I started, I think it was Monday, I said, no matter what, tonight, 10 o'clock, you're turning that TV off, or you're turning off that screen, or you're putting that book down, whatever it was I was doing, and you are going to bed. I did. Didn't get a particularly good night's sleep because I wasn't prepared to sleep. But I'd done it once. Then, the next night, this was the hard one. I did it again. And it was a hard one because, you know what? I wanted to watch a couple more episodes of Brooklyn Nine-Nine. But I wouldn't let myself. I had given just enough exercise the night before to my self-discipline muscle that I was able to flex it just a touch to get me out of my easy chair and off to bed. And each night, that little bit of exercise of the self-discipline muscle allowed me to get moving, to do the thing that I needed to do. Once I'd started doing that, I said, okay, now you've done step one. You're getting to bed on time. Step two, back up the half hour before and get into an evening calm down routine that does not involve playing on a video screen. Read a book. I actually do my evening meditation before this. And if I'm doing my very relaxing back strength yoga, and it's not a high intensity kind of a yoga, I'll do that as well. Have a cup of decaffeinated tea. Sit and chill down. I've added something now. I'll get to it in a minute. I've added something. I've now said, instead of the switch, this is the moment, go to bed. Now this is the moment you start your 15 to 20 minute slowing down routine. Okay, now get that going for a few days. Build it up. Now there's two things in it. Third one, a friend from work and I were discussing sleep difficulties, and he has a breathing exercise that he does to help him get to sleep. I said, you know what? I'm going to give that a try. And in bed, I do this breathing exercise. So now I've got 3 steps, and each night I practice them. And you see where this is going? The routine, the system is built up piece by piece, like a kid building a block castle. You put one block down. That was the get yourself to bed on time. You put the second block down. Okay, build up a 15-minute relaxation chill down routine. You put the third block down. Now you're going to do a breathing exercise. If you want to build up a system, do what I have said in other videos. Go a level deeper and build a system for systems. And that's my system for systems, is to start very, very small with the smallest step that you can and do it consistently for a period of time. I usually choose 1 week. And when I've made it through 1 week and it's started to become habitual, add a new one to it. And then let it become habitual, add a new one to that. How many steps are in your system? I don't know. Depends on what you're doing. But if you do this and build it up slowly, piece by piece, you will develop the system. But even before that, I developed the system for systems. And I've done it for all of the routines that I have created over the last few months to help me improve my life, to fix the issues that are there. I hope you find value in it, in this. So, thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, comment, share. You know the thing. That was my time. Now it's your time. And in the meantime, take care, and you'll see me soon.